Well, Connor can't dance because Connor can't hear the music.
I know, which sucks. I live to dance.
I'll dance for you in your honor since I don't usually dance. There you go. You just act like you hear the music.
Like do half the time because you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 28 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. My name is Sean.
What's up?
I am the old fart of the group, also known as Dad. And you are?
And I'm Connor, the young and awesome mechanic of the group, also known as Son, and currently in my own apartment.
The heavens have opened up and shined upon thee.
Yes, they have.
Actually, no, they've shined upon me because you're not. You're in your own place.
Oh, screw you.
So anyway, okay, all right. So anyway, yes, some things have changed, and
A lot
guys,
of things have changed.
just again, I forgot what we don't even do our little intro thing that we used to do anymore. I can't even remember it. I've got it written down. I've got it written down somewhere. Anyway,
it's basically the same thing we do of just basically us saying, hey guys, it's me, Headgamer, Dad of the group, and I'm the so and so, and
yeah, okay,
I'm the so and so, and that's basically what we always do.
So here, what we're going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit more about what we do because I just got done doing a panel at DragonCon. That was cool. That was really cool.
Virtual DragonCon,
but I will definitely want to do that again next year. And so I did this,
and hopefully I'll be included.
Oh, sure, if you're here. So this, because it's a virtual DragonCon, I kind of thought that you get it.
DC phone home.
DC phone home. So I thought that was kind of funny just because of the whole virtual thing. What? Okay.
I was trying to do the voice a lot better than you.
Yeah, but you did.
Which I always do. I know how to do voices.
You did it a whole lot worse. Anyway, So what we do is obviously we goof off an awful lot, and we just kind of hang out and we talk about random movies that we watch. And we just roll dice.
It's
to watch a movie.
It's basically father-son bonding, Geek Edition.
See, and you didn't show up to watch the panel. You should have, because I talked about you.
I was busy cleaning and organizing my apartment.
Oh, okay.
I felt like that took a little bit more precedence.
Well, you can watch it later on their YouTube page.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go.
So anyway,
don't need to get all persnickety.
You wordsmith. So
I love that word, by the way.
So we have a segment called Rolling for Credits, where we just
roll for credits.
Dang it.
Roll for credits.
I said it wrong on the panel too.
28 episodes and you still say it wrong. 28 episodes, people. That's over a year.
So
when you think about it.
Well, yeah. So anyway, so roll for credits, and we just roll dice and pick a random movie to watch to review for the next episode. And we've got a decent one this time. And then we always have a geek question. I hope you remember your geek question that you sent me. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So, but as we always do, let's talk about what's been going on since we got together last. So what's up?
Well, let's see. Two big developments, as you guys know from the last from the last episode and last stream. I told you guys that that I wasn't fired. I was basically put on the bench because as my original employer, Service Master, had a contract with another company, but then that company dropped Service Master for a cheaper company, and there weren't any free contracts around for me and my fiance to go work at. So we basically said we need more reliable work, and we went to work for other places.
Cool.
She went back to work as an STNA at a much better place than her last job did, and I recently got a job at the Honda plant in Marysville, also
Okay.
as a contractor. As I'm working for MPW, who's contracted by Honda, but trust me, this is not like the other contract. It's like a deep rooted thing,
It's a permanent contract with the
yeah, basically.
factory. Right. Right.
And that's kind of why I introduced myself as the mechanic of the group, because I work with machinery all day, Dad. How's that not being a mechanic?
That's not a mechanic. A mechanic fixes engines.
A
Fixes and
mechanic fixes
repairs
machinery
but
in
you don't-
general, not just engines.
Okay, true. But are you fixing the machinery, or are you just
I'm servicing them, I'm cleaning them, I'm learning how they work.
you're servicing the machines? Really?
Yes.
That's what she said.
Of course you would turn it bad. Of course you would turn it dirty, Dad. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Get
so,
your mind out the gutter, old man.
Oh,
old perv.
why are you not wearing our shirts that we got? Oh, come on. Man.
I spilled juice on it.
Oh, nice.
It needs I also wore it
Stickers
as
stickers
you
too.
Sten bring some for me, and I will put them on my new water bottle.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. I'll bring you some.
All right. And so I also wore it as my moving day shirt for actually. Now that I think about it, it may actually be in my clean laundry that Nikki did last week, and I just haven't had time to get through it. But anyway, I'm sorry that I'm not wearing it.
Okay, so that was a chicken, and that's another thing.
That was a weird chicken.
Every single time, okay, just in honor of the chicken, I'm going to play the chicken clip. So every single time, I'm telling you, man, audio is this weird magical beast that I don't understand.
It's an ever-shifting, ever-changing beast.
But here's the thing. I have taken pictures of all the audio settings to get this thing right on my phone. And all I do is go in and recreate it every single time. And it's the exact same settings every single time. And every single time, something doesn't work. So this time, you're not getting any of the sound, the music or the sounds or anything like that. So you don't hear it. So back to the drawing board and another 2 or 3 hours of frustration until I magically figured out, but don't know how.
Maybe it's the order you.
Okay, now I don't hear you at all.
Wait, what?
Nope, I don't hear you
at all.
Nope.
What the heck?
Now you're back. Back. So you must have done something with your mic or something. I don't know.
I literally did not touch it. I literally did not touch it at all. Okay, so anyway.
All right.
Anyway.
So, moving on.
Maybe it's the order in which you put the settings when you're redoing everything.
Dude, I need to just cut some chicken's head off and use the blood of a chicken and bones and some kind of voodoo spell to get it to work, as far as I know.
That's more Santeria, but okay.
Whatever, it's removing a curse. Just ask the guy in Bull Durham. But anyway,
okay. So anyway, the new job is one big development.
Right.
And as you guys can see, I'm currently not in the purple walls of Nikki's old bedroom from which I moved originally.
Yep.
No, me and Nikki now have our very own apartment.
Yep. That's cool. So and we've been trying to get
moved in. We moved in a couple weeks ago, and it's been slow going because I've got a bunch of stuff, but Dad has some news on that.
Oh, it got delayed. Yeah, so I am quarantined right now because one of my other sons tested positive for COVID on Monday, and I was around him a lot on Saturday. So Me and the wife are completely asymptomatic, no signs of symptoms at all.
So that's
But
good.
we got a quarantine. I am hopefully going to get tested on Monday, and hopefully we'll come back negative because I need to be back at work for some things that I have to do on Tuesday. So, and I will apologize that I've noticed that we seem to be dropping a lot of frames in the stream. So I don't know what the quality of the stream's going on there. My connection seems fine. So again, it's just like this weird crapshoot every single time we do this thing. So that's what's been going on with it. It looks.
I'm watching it on my phone, and it looks fine to me so far.
Okay. Well, so anyway, so that's what's going on with you. With me, I'm quarantined. Because of the quarantine, I had to cancel going to my alma mater's first home game, football game, last night. And we were supposed to be leaving. We were supposed to be on the road now to Ohio to move all your furniture in. We had to cancel that trip this weekend. And now it looks like it's going to be middle of October before I can get up to you to bring you your furniture. So that's life. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what's been going on. I haven't been doing much else, really. I've been still doing a deep dive.
Been playing Destiny.
Still doing a deep dive into Destiny just because of the event that's on right now. It's ending this week, so and then after that is over, I'll probably slow down a lot and move on to something else until Beyond Light comes out, whenever it comes out. And that's it. So that's what's been going on with me. So.
There's a bunch of good stuff on Game Pass now. Experiment with stuff on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know there is, and I've downloaded a couple of things, but I just haven't bothered. So see, it's. I'm still watching it freeze up there. I don't know why it's freezing, but it's freezing. We're dropping frames like a boss over there.
I just saw it now, though. Yeah, I just saw it now. No,
and so I don't know why that is because my connection is completely fine.
It could be my connection.
No, I don't think so. So, anyway. So, what do you want to talk about? I know, it's kind of putting me in a bad mood, so what do you want to talk about? Cheer me up. Dance. Make me dance. Make me laugh. Come on, Jester. Let's go.
I am not your Jester or your
dance,
monkey
fool.
that you can just crank her music box to and I'll dance around, stealing people's wallets.
Well, anyway. That. So all right. So where do we want to go first today?
Let's see. Where do we want to go first?
Do the movie, or do you want to do the Geek Question, or what?
Oh, I do want to talk about something else before we get into those, if that's okay.
Sure.
So with me and Nikki's entertainment setup, we now have the Switch, the Xbox, and her PS4, which means I am finally able to play a game I've been wanting to ever since I first saw it, Horizon Zero Dawn. Ever since I first saw that game, I fell in love with it, but when I heard it was a PS4 exclusive, I died inside. I mean, it's a game that basically combines Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, and has freaking Native American steampunk-esque styles in it, and the art is so beautiful. And so far I just started the game. I haven't even gotten 10 hours in the game and I already love it. I mean, I can't say anything else other than I love it. I just do.
Okay.
The creatures are unique. How somehow every single creature is a freaking machine. I mean, they're all machines. Everything is a machine.
Cool.
That's what's impressive because it's this post-apocalyptic world, and find these ruins of basically futuristic human locations, but now everyone is like Native American style living. They're Middle Eastern living. It's all the stuff of basically sending them back to the beginnings of time, and yet we have these high-tech animal-like machines around. That's and it's a baffling thing to look at.
Okay. Well, I mean,
you couldn't give two rips about it.
Well, look, just because I am knee deep, neck deep, whatever, in the Xbox,
your eyeballs deep. You're all the way deep. You're completely submerged.
I'm balls deep in the Xbox ecosystem, and so
But
I don't
you
have
literally have
I just it was there. I don't have a PS4. I'm not going to get one. I don't have time to play a lot of stuff anyway, so I'm certainly not going to buy a second console. And so since I know I'm never going to play the game, it doesn't
you don't
interest me.
care.
Now, I can appreciate it's a good game. I know that like Brandon has been playing Ghosts of Tsushima, something like that, on the PS4, and I've been watching his stream a little bit.
The
And
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, whatever that.
Nikki plays that a lot too.
Yeah.
It's basically her favorite game.
Yeah, and it looks really good, and it's very impressive. And Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever it is very impressive as well. It's just I don't have a lot of interest in it because I know I'm not going to play it. Right? It's like, why do I want to read up on magazines about a car that I know I'm never going to own?
Yeah, that's true.
That's just the way I see things. So
that's actually a perfect segue into our geek question. Thank you for setting that up, intentional or not.
It was completely intentional. Absolutely, it was intentional. Because everything I do with ADHD is completely intentional, right?
Right. So our geek question is kind of inspired by my new job. We're working in a Honda plant. So I thought, there are so many different vehicles in all the realms of nerddom. So I thought, if you could pick one, which one would it be? And that's what I chose the geek question to be. So here it is officially. If you could choose any vehicle in the entire realm of nerddom, that means ships, cars, airplanes, bikes. I'm not including the TARDIS. The TARDIS has too much power.
Well, the TARDIS it's kind of a little of everything.
Yeah, basically.
And I mean, if anybody knows anything about the TARDIS, why wouldn't they always choose the TARDIS? Because it can travel in space and time.
So can the Enterprise when you think about it.
Yeah, but it needs outside help. It needs to hit a wormhole. It needs to have Q take them or whatever. It needs that to happen. Or Daniels from Enterprise to do it. Whereas the TARDIS just, the Doctor gets in and he goes, yeah, we're going to go here. Okay,
timey-wimey, whatever the craps.
Yeah, whatever. So, no, so I get that. I get not including the TARDIS because it's kind of a special case, I think.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's any vehicle whatsoever, not just an automobile, right?
Yes.
Okay. Griffin's on. He says Batmobile, hands down, man.
Of course you'll go with the Batmobile, you novice.
Okay, look.
It's got some classic nostalgia feel because the Batmobile was the very first supercar. It was literally the very first cool car people wanted, unless you count Kit from Knight Rider.
Maybe. So,
wait, what came out first, Batman or Knight Rider?
Let's see. Seeing as how Batman came out in the comics in the 1955, I don't know. Ask Mitch because he'll know. I mean, good grief, he's a huge Batman freak. I mean, he could tell you probably the date of the first comic. Oh no, I'm sure he could because I mean, he's got. I think he has a room dedicated to Batman in his house.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, but
who has that kind of money?
So. It was the comics from like 1950s or 40s or I don't know 60s. Anyway, way back, and Knight Rider was like the 1980s. It was like a really kind of a TV show from the 80s. So definitely Batmobile came first.
Okay, so yeah, my point stands. It literally was the first superhero vehicle, or wait. Would you include Wonder Woman's Invisible Plane in that genre?
Absolutely, it's a vehicle, right?
Yeah. But what came first, Wonder Woman or Batman?
But I'm not the comics expert, so I don't know.
Makes you think though.
So look it up. I mean, somebody look it up, and we'll see.
Not right now.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your answer? Wait. Current versions. Okay,
Yes,
so
that's
he's still talking
true.
about the
That's true.
Batmobile.
Okay. All right. Great. So that's and that is absolutely true, Griffin. I do get that, but it's still and it's a car with a bunch of cool gadgets. But to me, it's still just a really cool car that can do some cool things. Um, it said Batman came first. Okay, cool. Thanks for
Of
looking that
course.
up, Griffin.
Thanks,
Um,
dude.
so if I was going to go with just a car, I did think about this a little bit, and of course, I'm older. My memory's not as good to remember all of these. And like I tell your mom all the time, I'm good at recognition. I'm terrible at recall. So remembering these things on my own is difficult. If somebody gives me a list of them, I go, oh yeah, I know all those, right? So if I'm looking at just a car, I think I got to go with the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Time travel, man. It's all about time travel. I can go anywhere
I'm
I want to.
guessing you want to live out the glory days of high school. Oh wait, you didn't have any.
Oh, I had none. No. No. Mm-mm. No, so, I mean, because if you think about it, if you can if you can master time, or at least manipulate time, or take advantage of time, you can kind of do anything you want to, right? Now, granted, this
I
is
know.
not just like a blink and you're out of there. You got to crank up the car and get to 88 miles per hour, and you got to have your 1.21 gigawatts. But
And plutonium. Don't forget the plutonium.
yeah, well, but
Or
they had
Mr. Fusion.
they got the Mr. Fusion, so that makes it easy. So, but think about it. I mean, if you think about, was it Back to the Future 2 where um, Biff got in the car and went in the future, and he took the almanac with him and he bet on all those games and got really rich. If you want money to buy stuff and to go places and do things, just take the sports almanac to the future or to the past and bet on games or whatever, and you can do that. You can go see things, you can experience things, you can see history as it happened,
I would love
So,
to meet Leonardo da Vinci, the original Aspie.
yeah, well, I don't know if he was the
Think
original
about it.
Aspie. Well, yeah. So, maybe
First,
so.
by original I mean the first documented hit artist, inventor, her to be recognized as possible Asperger's syndrome. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And fun fact, he
It's
he
always a fun fact.
claimed he he claimed to have had some kind of contact with an entity in a cave that they gave him all of these invention ideas.
Now, okay, now that is weird.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So, okay, so if I
So,
was going to say car, just car, then I would probably go with the DeLorean.
okay.
Um
And if you can include other things in the choice.
I tell you what, I need to think on that a little bit. So,
All right.
why don't you answer yours while I'm thinking?
All right. So one if it's a car, it's definitely going to be Cyborg's T car from the original Teen Titans. I mean, this thing was sleek. It had everything in it. It was basically the Batmobile, but hipper. It was really cool. I mean,
What can it do? What can it do? Other than
let's
just being
see.
cool.
Well, let's see. It had autopilot. It could create oil slicks, some speed traps. Have some. It could hack into other cars on the fly. It had missiles, hot dog grill, fifth complete bass control and surround sound system, video game console. Well, it was basically a kid's wet dream to have.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Man.
let's see. If it's motorcycle, definitely Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I would love to have that
That's
thing.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean that thing can ride on water. It can ride over buildings. I mean, it can. It's freaking awesome. It's freaking badass.
Man, I'm trying to think. Okay, go ahead.
Now, if we're talking air travel, space travel kind of thing, I would have to go with Voyager.
Why Voyager? Because I mean,
Bec-
I was thinking along the Star Trek lines as well. But why Voyager?
I'm one. I'm one. Because it was sent all the way to the Delta Quadrant. It had to make the crew had to make all these on the fly additions, adaptations to make it more unique and more powerful in a way than any of the other previous Starfleet ships.
Hmm.
And then two, which is a much more prescient reason, Voyager is the only series that I ever really truly watched.
Oh, your cred just went down.
I'm
Okay.
sorry,
So
okay?
look, and of course I've watched all of Voyager 1.5 times, maybe two. I can't remember if I got all the way through the second time.
I still need
Anyway,
to finish it.
and I don't remember them making a lot of huge adjustments to the ship. I do remember that they kind of turned the dining area back into a kitchen because they needed to conserve energy and power, and that's where
Mhm.
Neelix kind of became the cook.
I
So that
love
was kind of cool.
Neelix.
Oh man, Neelix was so cool.
I feel like I am Neelix. My
Well,
personality wise, I am Neelix.
and then they kind of modified one of the storage bays or whatever for Seven of Nine and put like her little Borg stuff in there,
Yeah.
especially when she got her little Borg
They
family.
they also they also turned the hydroponics bay into a full on garden kind of greenhouse thing.
Right.
And then don't forget that they created it hid this awesome mini spaceship for like 5 people. It was bigger than it was smaller than actual Voyager, but bigger than their regular drop off mission ship.
Right.
They built that, had them, and it was a combination of Borg technology, Enterprise technology. Oh dang it! What was the name? Oh man, Neelix's girlfriend. What was her name? I'm blanking on
Was
it.
it Kez? I think it was Kez, wasn't it?
Kess?
Kez. I thought it was Kez. Isn't it right?
Kez? Kez?
No.
That doesn't hit right. I feel like it was Kess.
Okay, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
Griffin just said that if I had to choose a ship, it would be Boba Fett's ship, Slave
Yep.
One.
I know. I saw that. So
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
So because I'm almost done. Oh, hold on. I wanted to try to see what it sounded like putting my own voice in my headset, and it's driving me crazy. I had to turn that off. So I was kind of hearing my own voice in my head. I already have enough voices in my head. So
What?
anyway,
And
just going
you're
for
in
the
charge
joke.
of people's mental health? No,
I'm going
no.
for the joke, man. Going for the joke. It's all about the joke. Oh, hey, we have a new follower. Thank you for following. We appreciate that.
Who is it? That I can't see.
It was the ACP network.
The ACP network. Who's that?
I somebody from DragonCon that probably was connected with us over in the panel earlier. So I'll find
Oh,
out,
cool.
and probably we'll hop on the Discord and talk to him and find out. So thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. But so I've been watching Enterprise, and I've gotten. I think I've just started the 4th season, or I've just started the 3rd season. Anyway, I can't remember. There's 4 seasons, and if you want to talk about making modifications to ships, I mean, when they went into the Expanse, they had to do some major modifications to their ship, and when they got through with everything they had to do in the Expanse, dude, their Enterprise is like a holy mess. And when I mean holy, I mean holes, like Swiss cheese holes, holy mess, because it had just been shot up so much. So
Which version was Enterprise Highs? Was that Picard or
that's Next Generation,
okay? I'm
and
I'm
also
blanking
Picard.
on I'm also blanking on the other on Shatner's character.
What about Shatner's character?
I'm blanking on his name.
Kirk. James T. Kirk.
There it is. There it is.
Damn it, Jim! I'm not a doctor. Although I am. Come to think of it, but anyway, that's another different kind of doctor.
Yes, you are a doctor. Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I was thinking a Star Trek, but they're kind of generic. Man, do you have a spaceship? I thought about the Quinjet from the Avengers. That's kind of cool.
Is the Quinjet a spaceship? I thought it was.
Well, I mean,
jet.
it's another form of transportation, right? Doesn't have to be a spaceship. Of course.
I had Cyborg's T car from Teen Titans, Ghost Rider's motorcycle, and then the Voyager ship. That's all I had.
I'm trying to think of any other man. Maybe Battlestar Galactica. Maybe the Galactica.
Battle what?
To all who are watching and may watch this, I now announce that he is no longer my son. I am disowning him.
Dad, I know what it is, but I never had an opportunity to watch it.
I know, and it's not on it. I don't know where it is. I need to find.
Exactly. I literally did not have the opportunity to watch it.
Okay,
so,
well, you need to watch it.
And that's
it's
your
really...
fault. Hold on, when you think about it, you cut cable. I couldn't find it.
It wasn't on cable when you were growing up, Connor. It had already been off the air.
It wasn't even on Netflix.
It was on Amazon Prime, and it was on Netflix. That's when I binge watched it. So, well, fine. I'll find it.
Watching cartoons at that time.
And whose fault is that?
I was a kid.
Not mine.
I was a. So wait. Hey. So I know some things that are in they're in Battlestar Galactica. Sorry. So you would be okay with your 13-year-old boy singing some kind of cyborg synthetic robot person having sex with a human and turning them into one of them.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that I was okay with that.
At the time, when it was available on those platforms, I would not have been allowed to watch it given my age. So it's not my fault.
So then, how is it my fault that I actually was a good father and didn't let you watch it? How is that my fault?
I never said it was your fault. I said it wasn't my fault that I didn't have a chance to watch it.
Okay, so
that's what I was saying.
And, I mean, it's probably more for I just liked the ship than I did. Then it was just could do a bunch of stuff. Because actually, I liked the way they had to spin up their FTL drive to basically warp, to go faster than light. It wasn't just like, warp 9, engage. It wasn't that simple. They had to actually basically spin it up. And I like the fact that they thought about the fact that they couldn't have easy communication because the Cylons could tap into their stuff so easily. And so they went back to old style communication. So they were on, it was almost like submarine radios, talking back and forth on the ship. So that was kind of an interesting detail that I thought was really cool. So it's a cool ship. And it survived a bunch of stuff. And I think that's probably more a testament to, Edward James Olmos's character. I'm drawing a blank. Crud. Anyway.
Who's Edward James Olmos?
He was the captain.
Okay.
So, anyway. So it's an interesting ship.
I recognize the name, but I don't think I've seen any of his stuff.
If I was going to talk about a ship that's like cool looking, man, I really super like that silver Queen Amidala ship from
that is a good one
from episode 1. Well,
Oh,
episode 1 and 2.
wait. I would like to change my ship answer.
Okay.
Peter Quill's Milano.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. Just don't use a black light. It'll light up like a Jackson Pollock painting. So,
but then also when you think about it, this ship was so advanced. You could use a freaking spray gun and it would rebuild itself right there. That's what's so cool about it.
Okay, whatever. So that's where I'd go. But I mean, it's I spent most of my time thinking about cars because I thought that's where the question was going. I didn't know we were going to expand it to all kinds of stuff. But yeah. Now, if you want to just say just a mode of transportation, then why can't I have Iron Man's suit? Because it flies. Why can't I have that?
Because it's a suit. It's not a vehicle.
It transports me from one place to another. Does it
not? Let's see. So does Batman's mech suit. It can also fly him around.
That's true.
Now, does
sure.
Does that make it a vehicle?
See, good point. That's why you make the big bucks. So, anyway, the Thanos ring ship. I mean, I don't know much. I don't remember much about the Thanos ring ship. I mean, it's kind of cool, but
Thanos ring
ship.
Like
I said, Griffin, I'm old and I just don't remember stuff well. So there are probably some ships out there that I would definitely pick over.
Which one is he talking about? Which one is he talking about? Is he talking about the ship that kind of looked like Ronan's ship? That was like all blocky in a way. Is that what he's talking about?
I'm not sure. That's what I just got through saying. I don't remember because I don't remember.
I know Thanos had a big ship. I just can't remember exactly what it looked like.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
So anyway, so I guess that's my answer to the question. I guess I would take the DeLorean, man.
The DeLorean.
If for no other reason, just to say I own a DeLorean that just happened to be able to travel through time. That's so
you,
that was
you can get functioning replica DeLoreans.
I know, dude. I knew somebody when I was growing up that actually owned a DeLorean. They let me sit in it and stuff when I was a kid. So, and that's
pretty cool.
And it is what it is.
I think I sat in one time.
We were in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay. So, anything else that we want to do about that question? Because we've been going for 42 minutes and we haven't even talked about the movie yet.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, we finally had a good discussive geek question. First one in a long time, right?
Right. So, okay. So, how about we just hit our next segment of Roll for Credits?
Finally, you said it right.
Yay.
Thank you. Trying to feel
very good. You were able to do that even without having the sound. Man, that's making me so angry.
Okay, so
anyway, so the movie that we watched was the 2014 movie Stephen King's A Good Marriage.
A Good Marriage.
It stars Joan Allen and Anthony LaPaglia and Stephen Lang. Now, Connor couldn't remember who Stephen Lang was. Stephen Lang is basically the big tough Marine guy from the Avatar movie. But Joan Allen and Anthony...
He was barely in the movie, though.
He was, but he played a really important role at the end, I thought.
At the end, yeah. But I mean, he literally all of his lines could have been condensed onto a single note card.
Yeah. So I watched it once, last week, and then I watched it again last night, and your mom sat down and watched it with me again last night. And so we had a little bit of a discussion. She said, you probably don't want to know my answer to this question, but I said, what would you do if you found evidence in our garage that I was a serial killer? What would you do? And, she said, you probably don't want to know. And later I told her, I said, I wouldn't have gone in the house. I would have gone straight to the police, turned your butt in. So here's the premise of the movie. The movie is there's this couple, and they've been married 25 years. I mean, the movie starts at their 25th anniversary party.
Yeah.
He's an accountant. She's a coin
collecting
collector.
accountant.
Yeah. And so, they're having this party, and they go home, and because we can't avoid them these days, there was a sex scene.
We didn't see anything except for a naked back.
It doesn't show anything. It's just noise. Let's leave it at that. But
noise
still,
and pantomiming.
But it's still right. It's still in there, and it definitely was not near as graphic as the other movie last time that we had to skip 2 minutes of the movie. But anyway, so it's in there, and then he has to leave on a business trip, right? What are you? Single ladies? What are you doing? Beyonce over here?
Actually, what I was doing, it randomly popped into my head. Single ladies.
Wow. Okay, there you go. A little chicken chase in there. We're talking about a serial killer, and all of a sudden you start dancing, doing single ladies dance with Beyonce over there. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, and the sad thing is, I actually recognize exactly what you were doing. What does that say about me? I'm 52, and I could care less about Beyonce's music. So
you like Beyonce?
I don't actually. I mean, she's all right, but I mean, I don't listen to any of your stuff. I don't even know if I could tell you one of her songs. Anyway, so the premise of this movie,
those single ladies.
Well, so the famous recreation of that dance that I've seen is Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake. They're at a basketball game together, and the camera pans on them, and they're playing the music, and all of a sudden they get up in the stands and start doing the single ladies dance together in the stands at a basketball game. Well, there's another chicken. Okay, hold on. We're doing lots of chickens tonight. So all right. Try to get back on track. Premise of the movie. Okay. Married couple, seem to be happily married, got 2 adult kids. The daughter's about to get married. They have their 25th anniversary. Go back to the house, and clearly they're in love, and they really care for each other. And he has to leave for a business trip. Mm-hmm. And as, going back to their anniversary party, she's in the bathroom with one of her girlfriends is in the bathroom, and she starts talking about this serial killer that's just had another victim. It's like his 12th victim. And that's just part of their conversation. And then she goes home and she sees news reports about this serial killer too. And Beatty. Beatty's the name of the serial killer. That's what he calls himself. And they put up a picture of the woman's driver's license of the latest victim and
Duval.
Yeah, Michelle Duval or something like that.
M. Duval.
Yeah. So anyway, and so she is in the house by herself. He's gone, and she's fixing her some dinner or something. She goes in to watch TV, and there's like some nasty murder serial killer movie on or something. And she's like, "Oh God, I don't like it."
I think it was True Blood.
I have no idea what it was. It was some guy trying to get some girl to stab another girl in the stomach, and the girl was screaming. And I just thought it was so funny just to show you how
squeamish she is.
Well, not so much squeamish, but just innocent that she was. That as she's sitting here, she's frantically trying to turn it off with the remote. The remote's dead, the battery's dead. And she just went, "Oh, poop." And I'm like, seriously? Joan Allen, you just said, "Oh, poop." Really? So that just shows how kind of innocent she is. So she goes.
So then 5 minutes later, she's dropping the F-bomb.
Well, 5 minutes later, some stuff happens. So she goes out to their garage to get a battery. She's digging around looking for a battery. And she pulls out this box. Before she gets the battery, she pulls out this box and finds these magazines. She says, "Oh, these are where my magazines are." She starts flipping through them, and all of a sudden she pulls out, and there's like a bondage, like S&M bondage magazine in there.
Hardcore stuff.
Hardcore stuff. They didn't show anything other than just the cover of the magazine, but clearly it was that kind of stuff. And she thought that was kind of weird. She put it back in the stack and put it up. She got her battery. She's trying to put things back, and she heard something fall underneath the work table. So she pulls out a couple of things, and part of the wall has been cut out, and that piece of the wall has been put back up there against the wall, and it's fallen out. So it reveals a hole in the wall. And in that hole in the wall is this little box, like a little gift box, and you can clearly tell like a little girl made it for her dad. Yeah. And so she recognizes it as a box that her daughter made for her husband when she was a little girl. And she opens it up, and inside is like an insurance card and a credit card and the driver's license of the woman that was just shown as the latest victim of the serial killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at that second, she realizes her husband is a serial killer. And that's the movie. Okay? Is them trying to live this life with her knowing that he's a serial killer, and it becomes common knowledge in their marriage. Yeah. And how that plays out in their relationship and how that ends at the end of the movie. So it was an intriguing concept. And I mean, the fact and all right, so what was the creepiest part to you? I'll go there. So that's the premise of the movie. She finds out he's a serial killer. He comes back home and realizes that she found out that he's a serial killer and confronts her with it. And then they live their normal life. Mm-hmm. At least for a while.
Let's
no
see.
spoilers.
For me, I would think honestly, the creepiest part was the scene that didn't even really quote unquote happen, and it was the dream scene. You know, remember her Darby Darby dreams that her husband came back.
Darcy.
Darcy. Yeah. Yes. Darcy dreams that her husband came back early. He confronted her about it. They discussed it. And then they go to sleep. And then the next morning, he wakes up before her and starts choking her, saying you really think I was gonna let you live, you be, you know? And then she wakes up realizing that whole confrontation was a dream. You know?
Yeah, right.
That's why.
I was wondering how long it's going to take you to say something.
I was trying to be professional and continue my review, but you had to mess me up. Why? Okay. So personally,
for people just listening to the podcast, I just took Chase our chicken and was slowly moving it on to the camera and blotting out my face in the camera, so all I could see was the chicken while he's talking.
So Nikki watched it with me for a little bit. And then actually, the previous day we saw another movie. He also based on one of Stephen King's works called 1922. Very good movie.
Oh, I've seen
I would
that
highly
one.
recommend it.
And that was definitely a much more of a horror movie than this one was. Yeah, and so that's okay. So that's the thing that I should. Oh, you're not done? I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Nikki is much more of a Stephen King and thriller fan than I am. And she says one of a great thing that Stephen King always put in his books, and then the people that put in these movies is slowly through the movie you kind of see these people drift into madness and into paranoia. You know, you
definitely in 1922. Yeah,
you slowly see this drift and then these people may make these random and chaotic decisions. Mm-hmm. And that's just a culmination of their minds not being able to process or handle what happened anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And we really see that in a good marriage too, you know. Darcy trying to cope with what she learned, still trying to live her normal life,
sure.
Seeing all the and now she's seeing all those little things and when he comes back for real and things start clicking, like so that's why he does this, and that's why that happens this time.
But I definitely didn't see her.
And she gets a little bit more and more paranoid and a little bit more cautious and reserved. You can see it. She's acting, being like everything is okay, you know.
Well, I don't see it. I didn't see it as her just descending into madness like the guy in 1922. Definitely. But
it's a madness, but it's paranoia, you know.
Well,
and there's a difference.
She wasn't paranoid. She was just scared. She was jumpy because she knew her husband was a serial killer, and she didn't know, you know, when he was going to turn on her. Because So you said that dream sequence was the creepiest part. No,
Yeah.
by far the creepiest part was what happened in reality. The fact that he comes home after talking to her on the phone, he can tell something's changed by her reaction on the phone. Right after she found out, comes home and she hears him come home and is looking for him, can't find him. She goes back to the bedroom and he's sitting in the bedroom, and he just calmly and nonchalantly says, "Yeah, that's you found my stash, you found my box, and I checked the browser history on the computer, and you've been researching all of that."
That was the dream sequence, Dad.
That was not a dream sequence.
All of that was.
That was not a dream sequence. The fact
Are
that
you sure?
The fact that he was sitting in the chair and talking to her that whole night about everything, that was not a dream sequence. The thing about him choking her the next morning, that was a dream sequence because she woke up. But the whole other part was not. That was the creepy part because that's what really happened. He walked in and calmly admitted, "Yep, that's me. I'm the serial killer." But it's not really me. It's this voice in my head that does it. And I fought it for a long time, and I felt, what the heck, why not just try it? And just if I get caught, I get caught. So he basically was describing kind of like Dexter's Dark Passenger. You know? Is it Dark Passenger?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Dark Passenger? Is that what he says? I think it's Dark Passenger.
I think so.
So anyway, so he's kind of describing the same kind of thing. So that was the creepiest part. And the fact that he was able to just talk to her so nonchalantly, not seem threatened, go to sleep, put on his pajamas, just talking to her about being a serial killer as he's putting his pajamas on and crawls in the bed. And lays down and asks her to turn the light off, and she's freaking out, and he just goes to sleep. And of course, she has that dream sequence where she thinks he's choking her, right? But then when she really wakes up, he's gone. He went to work. He just got up and went to work. He just admitted to his wife that he's killed 12 people, and he's a serial killer. And he goes to work, goes to sleep, and goes to work. Now, I think he felt pretty trusting that she wasn't going to do anything. Because he said, well, you could turn me in, but then think about what that'll do to the kids. So he actually used the kids as emotional manipulation to keep her from, And
that was a dick move.
Well, look, that's a better move than him killing her if she goes to tell anybody, right? Because he said he said, I would never do that to you, even if you turned me in. I would accept it. What you see after that, after those first few days, you kind of see their life kind of sink back into normal. And they're having dinner together. They're going out. They're doing things. They go to their daughter's wedding. They get
the wedding scene.
Pictures made together. And so you see all that happening. And you're like, how in the world is she doing this? Is she living this life knowing that what he's done and knowing what he'll probably do again? So, look, you had Joan Allen, you had Anthony LaPaglia as the two lead roles. I like both of them. They're both fantastic actors. Okay, so they did a great job. I really thought they did a good job. I think she did a great job of not only showing the fear and the anxiety and all of that, but then also the strength to kind of hold things together, for the kids. So, we haven't talked a lot of details about the movie because I didn't want to give up any spoilers if you want to see it. Because, look,
it's a good movie. I liked it. So did Nikki.
It's not great. It's good. So, yeah, it's definitely not something that I would have picked to watch, probably. It's definitely not something that I would have paid to watch. But it was good. I mean, I didn't feel like I wasted the hour and 36 minutes of my time. I think that's how long it was. But here's the interesting... Yes?
What do you think was the most memorable scene in the movie?
Most memorable scene?
Yeah.
I think the most memorable scene was the shocking one about 20 minutes from the end that caught you off guard. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to mess it up. for people?
Um, for me,
As long as it's not a spoiler.
it's um, I don't think it's a spoiler. I okay, so just to give you some kind of insignificant detail in the movie. He um Robert and Darcy kind of work together as a coin collecting duo. She kind of appraises them and such. And so there's this penny that the Robert has been looking for. It's this penny that was like a misprint and gave Abraham Lincoln a sort of like blurred face, a two-eyed Lincoln on one side of the penny. You
Right.
know, he's facing the other way. So and it was a very rare find, um, and so it was his dream to find this penny. And so later in the movie, he found this penny in inside this little change piggy bank bear or they keep in the garage. And so through the movie, and so through the rest of the movie, it becomes kind of like a like I did it kind of thing, you know. And then in
It
the
became
end,
wait. It became a what?
I did it. I found it.
Oh,
Let's
oh,
celebrate.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Right.
And so and then in like the very last scenes of the movie, when Darcy is talking to a Stephen Lang's character from that
We haven't even talked about
that's
him.
his name, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stephen Lang's character, she shows him the penny and he's like, huh, it's almost like it's blurred, like there's two faces. And Darcy is like,
Some people are like that too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most memorable scene because she lived with someone who was literally two faced in a way.
It was definitely a nice line. Yeah,
I liked the symbolism behind
yeah.
it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The interesting thing is, I was reading up on this a little bit, that this is kind of like Shawshank Redemption, in that Shawshank Redemption was a Stephen King short story, based on a Stephen King short story. Because I remember reading it. I remember one time, and this is Chase the Chicken here. So I remember when I was a kid, all right, 8th grade, middle school, something like that. We went on a family trip, and I wanted something to read, and I found a Stephen King like collection of stories called Four Seasons, I think, and it was four short stories or four novellas. And one of them was this story, and as I was watching Shawshank Redemption, I went, hey, I've read something about this. So anyway, so it was based on a short story. This one is also based on, well, they call it a novella, which is kind of like, I guess, kind of like in between a novel and a short story. It's too long to be considered a short story, and it's too short to be considered like a full-on novel because, some of his novels are like thousands of pages long. So it's based on that, and this is actually only the second Stephen King movie where he actually wrote the screenplay. He adapted the book to the screenplay. The only other one that was done like that was Pet Sematary. All the other ones, he just sold the rights to somebody else, and they did it. And he is famous.
The modern Pet Sematary.
I think the old. I think the first one. Yeah, I think the first one. He is famous for not liking the way people interpret his books into movies. He famously will poop upon The Shining any chance he gets, the movie, because he says it's nothing like his book, and they,
What about it?
Don't know. I mean, I don't know his opinion about that, but anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting that it's based on a short story by Stephen King or a novella, and it's not, and he actually wrote the screenplay. So I think the dialogue was really good because he was behind all that. And I think it probably stayed pretty close to the source material because he wrote that. Was there anything about the movie you didn't like?
1 second while holding the pain because I just stubbed my toe.
Long silence.
And
we're
keep
back.
Rolling. Yeah. So let's see. Hey, something I didn't like about the movie. I'm gonna have to think about that actually.
Okay. Well, Here's my only issue with the movie. I mean, the acting was good. I mean, because it was primarily just those two. The others were like tertiary characters throughout the movie, but they were the primary, clearly.
Yeah.
I felt like at the beginning, because you find out really quick what's going on. You know, they kind of just jump right into it early on. And those early, that first scene with between the two of them, Darcy and what was his name again? Brian? Bob? Between Darcy and Bob, it was really intense. And that tension between the two of them for those first few days was really good. But then it felt like it kind of settled into a lull in the middle of the movie. Now, that's what it felt like to me, but if you think about it, that may be representative of the fact that their life just kind of settled back into a normal routine. And so, and Stephen King wanted you to see just them being back in the normal routine, which is kind of dull. And so the movie got kind of dull there for a little while. And then it picked up at the end.
I still feel like she was acting the entire time.
Oh, absolutely she was. Don't stop. I don't want to spoil it. So, but yes, she was clearly acting. So the ending was pretty good. I'm not going to get into Stephen Lang's character because it was a pretty small role. It didn't really mean a lot. But
small but impactful.
Yeah, small but impactful, and it kind of carried the story through to the end. So I thought that was really good. So in the end, it was an hour and what is it? Let's see. How long was it again? An hour and 42 minutes long. So it's not that long of a movie. It's okay. It's not a fantastic movie. It's an okay movie. And that's kind of what this reviews are like. It's kind of got an average score of 5.2 out of 10. So it's an okay movie. It's not bad. We've definitely seen worse. But it's worth looking at. I mean, if you want some good dialogue, and there was some good intense dialogue there, and play back and forth between the two of them, that was really good. Of course, you know, you have two good actors that take a Stephen King screenplay, it's going to be pretty good. So, and
if you want good dialogue, if you want good dialogue, just watch Gora.
Oh God, I talked about Gore on the panel tonight a little bit. Well, I didn't mention it by name because I didn't feel like we had time to get into it because I would have. But I did mention that our very first episode was great when we were going to do this whole best of the worst on Netflix. It was great because we had this movie that was really good, and then we had about 4 or 5 that were just really bad, and so there wasn't much to say. And so then we shifted gears. So, but they love the roll for credits idea. They love the way we do it.
I told you.
And they love the literary figures fighting to the death as D&D characters.
So we need to do that again.
And I told them, I says it just didn't play well on audio only. And they said, well, now that you're streaming, you should consider that one again. I said, yeah, we will. And I mentioned they all had a good laugh with Genghis Khan versus Felicity Smoke. They thought that was pretty funny. So anyway,
that's only because you made him a freaking barbarian, and barbarians are freaking broke.
Well,
you know, they're too OP.
Well, what was I going to do? Make Genghis Khan a bard? I mean, come on, Connor. He's a barbarian.
I mean, you're right. But
okay.
At the same time, it sucks.
But that's the whole point of that game that we played, was to create D&D characters based on who that person would have been. So anyway, moving on. So that's all I have to say about A Good Marriage. And that kind of it was good. It lulls in the middle, kind of settles in. And it ends pretty well, and actually ends in kind of a touching way at the end, which I thought was good. Yeah,
very does.
So
I liked it too.
So go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime for free. It may be elsewhere too, but I know that's where we watched it. So check that out. And so now it's getting time to get out of here, and it's time to pick our next movie. So why don't you start rolling some dice?
All right. I got to get a good one out. I'm just gonna look in, and I'm gonna grab a deep. There we go. All right. So first one will determine in which genre which platform we go to, Netflix or Amazon.
Yep.
7.
That's Amazon.
All right. I hate Amazon. They never have anything good, if I'm totally honest. All right. And now let's see. For genre, we have 6, which is what?
Your absolute favorite musical.
No. Oh my gosh. If it's not Fiddler on the Roof, I'm gonna kill myself. Please
Don't
be
say
Fiddler on the
okay.
Roof.
Okay, wait, stop, real quick. As a psychologist, don't make comments like that, please.
Okay. I'll slap
Use
myself. Is that better?
There you go. Punch yourself in the face all you want to. I don't care, but don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Please be Fiddler on the Roof. Please be Fiddler on the Roof.
It is not going to be Fiddler on the Roof. I guarantee you it's not going to be Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay, 69.
60 what?
Yes, I read that right. It's 69. What the heck?
69. Great number. All right, here we go. So let me go. I'll pull up Amazon, and then I'm going to go search for
Fiddler on the Roof.
musicals on Amazon.
Fiddler on the Roof.
And y'all just hang tight while I go search.
Fiddler on the Roof. Come on.
All right. The 69th movie in the musical genre on Amazon Prime is the 1989 comedy drama musical, A Chorus of Disapproval. Starring
Well, I said I would do it.
Starring Jeremy Irons and Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins in a comedy musical.
Who's Anthony Hopkins?
Oh my goodness.
I know character names. I don't know actors. Come on, Dad.
He's Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
I've never seen Silence of the Lambs. I don't like thriller, scary movies like that, Dad. You know that.
Okay. He's been in a bunch of stuff. So anyway, moving on. So let me pull it up on IMDb and see what the tagline is for it. Widower Guy, I guess that's his name, Guy. Let's see. Yeah, Guy, and that's played by Jeremy Irons, is transferred to an English coastal town where he joins an amateur operatic society to meet people and have fun.
Operatic?
Yeah, we're going to be listening to some opera.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Anything but opera.
Yeah, boy.
Oh,
We're going to be watching comedy, drama, musical starring Anthony Hopkins and Jeremy Irons, two classically trained actors singing opera? I don't know. That should be interesting. That should be almost as good as the last musical we watched, Anna and the Apocalypse. I told them about that on the panel tonight too. They thought that was kind of an interesting. They'd never heard of it. I'm like, it's about as good as you probably think it is. So, anyway, okay. So we've talked about cool cars and stuff. We've talked about a serial killer married to a lady who says poop, and and we picked a musical with classically trained British actors. All right, I think we're done.
I say so.
So
well,
anyway,
I'm getting tired anyway.
Yeah, I know. So I know because your job gets you up so early. So anyway,
4
guys,
4 a.m. people. 4 a.m.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following, and we appreciate that. And we'll be back to talk to you guys in about 2 weeks, so we can do some more geeky stuff. Yeah, who knows? I mean, with COVID and moves and all that kind of stuff, it's a crapshoot. But that's the plan. 2 Fridays from now at 8 o'clock, we'll be back here doing this same thing again. So y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to y'all next time. And until next time,
stay nerdy, my friends.